In the high desert of Fremont County, Colorado, 2 hours south of Denver, there is a hole in the earth that the sun never reaches. They call it ADX Florence, but to the men who live inside its hollowed-out veins, it is known as the concrete coffin. This is not a normal prison. It is a Level 6 Supermax, the highest security facility in the United States. It was built in 1994 for $60 million, specifically to hold the people the world is too afraid to even name. Terrorists, mob bosses, serial killers, men who have proven that no regular wall can hold them. Here, they are buried alive in a tomb of poured concrete. Let us look at the architecture of this nightmare. The facility was designed by the most brilliant minds in structural engineering and behavioral psychology. Every inch of the 49-acre complex is monitored by motion sensors, pressure pads, and over 1,000 high-definition cameras. The walls are made of 3-foot-thick reinforced granite, poured in a single slab, so there are no seams, no cracks, no weaknesses. Imagine a life without sound, without the smell of rain, without the sight of a horizon. In ADX, there is no yard, there is no cafeteria, there is only the box, 7 feet by 12 feet, a bed made of concrete, a desk made of concrete. Even the sink and toilet are a single piece of unbreaking steel. For 23 hours a day, this is your entire universe. You eat alone. You sleep alone. You die alone. Psychologists call it the syndrome. After just a few months in total isolation, the human brain begins to fracture. Without external stimuli, without a face to look at or a voice to answer, the mind turns inward. It starts to eat itself. You start to hear things in the hum of the ventilation system. The silence becomes a physical weight, pressing against your eardrums until you want to scream just to hear a human voice. The biological toll is even worse. Your eyes lose the ability to focus on long distances because you never see more than 10 feet in front of your face. Your skin turns a sickly, translucent gray from the lack of vitamin D. Your heart rate slows to a crawl as your body prepares for an eternal life of stillness. But you don't scream, because in ADX, the walls are soundproof. You are a ghost. Even the windows are a trick. They are 4 inches wide and angled toward the sky. You can see the blue. You can see the clouds, but you can never see the ground. You have no idea if you are on the first floor or the 10th. You are drifting in a gray dimension, separated from reality by 3 feet of reinforced granite. Consider the inmates who have called this place home. Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber; Richard Reed, the Shoe Bomber; El Chapo, the man who escaped every prison in Mexico, only to find his match here in Colorado. In 30 years, no one has ever escaped. Not a single person has even made it past the first interior gate. Then came April 2026. The world outside was distracted. A massive solar flare, a once-in-a-century celestial event, had sent the U.S. power grid into a tailspin. Communications were down. Satellites were offline. In the chaos of the day, Virginia stood still. The high-tech systems of the mountain began to fail. For the first time in
Gotta check the
history,
weld.
the unbreakable fortress was vulnerable.
Almost there.
In cell 104, a man who hadn't seen a blade of grass in 10 years felt the change. He didn't hear it, he felt it in the vibration of the floor. This man had been a shadow for 10 years, a name removed from the record books, but he was a man who understood the language of machines. He reached behind his steel sink and pulled out a jagged, rusty piece of high-tensile metal. He called it the Ghost. It was a shard left behind by a previous inmate, hidden for 20 years in a crack in the poured concrete. He had spent years sharpening it against the floor, turning a piece of trash into a master key. He had spent years studying the rhythm of the prison.
This
He
view
knew
never
that
gets
every
old.
Tuesday at 3
The
a.m.,
silence up here
the
is
digital
humbling.
locks performed a diagnostic
Let's see what's over that
reset.
ridge.
It lasted
Copy
only
that.
3
Go ahead.
seconds. In a
Trails
world
washed
of
out ahead,
perfect
divert east.
security,
Understood.
those
East it
3
is.
seconds were his
Roger.
only
Watch for
window.
slides.
He
do.
waited. He counted his heartbeats. 1, 2, 3. Then it happened. The lights flickered and died.
All right,
The low
lifting off.
hum of the air vents
Steady
stopped.
now.
The
Perfect.
sound of the pneumatic
Following the
lock
road.
releasing
Beautiful.
was the loudest thing
My phone's
he
at
had heard
10%.
in 10 years.
I need to find a charger.
It was a sharp, metallic crack that
Maybe that store has an
echoed through the
outlet.
silence of the wing.
Hope they
He
let me
pushed
use it.
the door. It shouldn't have moved. It weighed 700 pounds, but with the power out, the magnetic seal was gone.
I can't believe what
He
just
stepped into the hallway.
My friend just bailed on me
The
again.
hallway was a
I'm
sterile,
so done with
white
this.
nightmare.
What should I even do now?
No guards,
You have been recruited.
no alarms, just the red glow of
There is no
emergency
turning back.
lanterns. He ran. His
Embrace
legs
the
felt
upgrade.
like lead. His lungs burned from the thin mountain air. He didn't go for the main gate. He knew the secondary backup would trap him there. He knew that the automated turrets would reset as soon as the emergency power kicked in. Instead, he went up, into the maintenance shafts,
What are you
through the
showing me?
hissing steam pipes and the bundles of fiber
Take me
optic
there.
cables that acted as the prison's nervous system. He climbed the rusted rungs of a service ladder until his hands bled. Each rung was a mile, each breath was